So Matt, what do you think? We're looking at retail. What about the broader economy? You recently worked on Fortune's list of predictions, the Fortune crystal ball, which is in this issue. How's it looking?
Well, a lot of indicators have been trending up for a little bit, for a little while. Joblessness has been steadily dropping. You've seen wages start to perk up again. Not fast enough to satisfy clearly a lot of voters, and also not fast enough to satisfy a lot of businesses. But I think you are seeing a situation where next year you could see GDP crack the 2% mark, 2% growth for the first time in quite a while. Again, people want to see 3%, 4% growth before they start feeling the kind of general optimism that the whole economy is back on the right track. But I think you are going to see a retail season, and Phil has covered this pretty well too, this idea that people who are working will feel confident enough to spend a little bit of money and splurge a little bit and not feel like their belt is too tight.
And Citi recently upgraded a bunch of retail stocks, saying that tax cuts are going to goose consumer spending. Does that seem plausible?
I don't know if I would credit it to tax cuts. That's probably longer term, but lower gas prices, people are feeling great, wages are up. I mean, you have Macy's, Walmart, Target that all raised their fourth quarter sales forecast. So these companies are all heading towards a pretty good fourth quarter.
I would be a little skeptical about the tax cut forecast too, because even if they're passed literally exactly as hoped by the incoming Trump administration, by the Republican Congress, not a lot of that money gets into the pockets of the average household. In a shocking move, it mostly benefits the very wealthy, and how much of that trickles down into retail specifically, maybe if you're Tiffany or Neiman Marcus, you get that trickle down, but I wouldn't necessarily look for a big bump at Walmart.
Right. What do you think? Trump good for retailers?
Well, so far he's not bad for them. The CEOs of Target and Walmart told reporters on media calls yesterday that so far they haven't seen that any impact in the last 9 months, and so far they say it's just been 9 days, but so far no impact. But we'll see. It's very hard to predict this administration because every single day brings new and contradictory news from the day before.
Yes.
It's also worth pointing out that if the kind of anti-trade agenda actually becomes law, which I'm also skeptical of, but if that were to happen, that would probably have a bigger effect on sort of mass market retailers that are importing a lot of their goods from Asia or from Mexico. Again, a bigger impact on sort of your mass market retailers than on the luxury market.
Exactly. What about the holiday season? It's coming up. Is it looking good for retailers?
It's looking fantastic. By the way, it starts in 1 week from right now.
Yeah.
So here we are once again. It comes around very quickly, but everybody's pretty bullish on it. There's no, unless there's a big blizzard that keeps people at home on the Saturday before Christmas, it should be pretty good. Consumer mood is up, and people have more money in their pockets because of low gas and low food prices. So really, we'll see in January, retailers that screwed up will only have themselves to blame.
Right. They'll probably blame the weather, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And the election.
And the election, right. Yeah, exactly.